Good Lord, it is raining cats and dogs and gunmen and Blackwater brides and healthcare and dead people showing up at their own funerals. Now the news. Or bust style.
Our healthcare, dead on arrival. Congratulations to Nancy Pelosi, the embattled Speaker of the House, and many thanks to President Obama for putting his credit on the line to give us healthcare. Well, 96% of us, if you're one of the lucky many, I guess, with fines and possible imprisonment if we don't buy the latest insurance scheme or generous coverage plan. 1,990 pages and costing $1.2 trillion, the House passed legislation 220 to 215, with only one Republican voting yes. That's compassionate conservatism, folks. Remember that when you step into the booths next year. Fellow socialist comrades unite. Interesting, there is no coverage for abortions in the House bill, yet there are bans on insurers denying coverage for pre-existing conditions, and antitrust exemptions for the industry were stripped away. This is an industry that acted like a drunk railroad tycoon at a Chinese auction. To celebrate Nancy Pelosi's great victory, here is a cat fight.
Basic training is also known as this. Boot camp, that's the BC.
Stanley, can't you be a good kitty?
Are you going for the butt stand? What is that?
The company is substantial and
He's an ass man.
Goes. Oh, sneak attack.
this Massachusetts Jesuit
Monster.
is in
The Senate is making no promises on passing the bill as written, with Lindsey Graham, Republican of South Carolina, saying it is dead on arrival. Apt language, Mr. Senator, much like all of us at the ER should an exotic virus break out. Breaking news, the rage virus spreads. H1N1 vaccines have had the expected result. Lunatics with foreign ancestors and guns have gone on violent sprees en masse in the past week. First at Fort Hood with Malik Nadal Hasan, a Muslim army major shrink, somehow getting 2 pistols, reloading at least once, killing 13, wounding 29, despite intelligence officials knowing of his contact with Al-Qaeda scum months ago. Way to communicate. Then came Jason Rodriguez, no doubt of Latino heritage, who went in his former employer's offices in Orlando, Florida, killing 1 and wounding 5. And as of press time, a gunman in swanky suburban Dutchess County, New York, was holding a school principal hostage. The solution? We need more guns and mountains of ammo to protect ourselves from people who kill people, fully aware that guns alone can't kill. Yet. Interesting breaking news. Make you feel a lot better about your taxes. Blackwater. Scum. $1 million in bribes after their soldiers, mercenaries, modern-day Hessians, killed 17. Well, they were taking our tax dollars because these are our military no-bid contracts. Of course, they're paying Blackwater for its fine services. And you know a company is guilty when reached by phone, Mr. Jackson, who is representative of our fine Blackwater Hessians, when the Times called him, he said, "I don't care what you write." Untouchable, diplomatic immunity, good stuff. A death we can celebrate. Convicted Beltway sniper John+Lee+Muhammad is dead at the time of this release. Even if you don't believe in the death penalty, this guy at least deserves a lifetime sentence of strangers farting in his face. For killing 10 and wounding 3 in a sniper shooting spree that scared the Dixie out of Maryland and Virginia in 2002. Muhammad then blamed a young boy, Lee Boyd Malvo, who did get life, and claimed a racial bias during his trials, while also trying to explain why he demanded $10 million to stop the killing. Good unemployment. When the nation's unemployment hit 10.2% last week, the stock market responded with an orgy and 52-week high. We haven't had unemployment this ugly since another charismatic president was ending his first year in office. Yep, that's right. Ronald Reagan had major issues to confront, which he immediately addressed by removing the solar panels Jimmy Carter had installed on the White House. He did this while he's being sworn in. A fact, however sublime. Meanwhile, experts are saying that unemployment under Obama may peak at 10.5% next summer. Talking unemployment is as popular as a girl at a NAMBLA convention, but there is an upside. One area of unemployment optimism is a large number of lobbyists quitting. That's right, quitting. K Street in D.C. is rather dour under Obama. As reported, 8% of the industry, leaving around 11,000 soul-sucking parasites hard at work. Well, 8% have quit the butt-smooching business this year alone. This is according to the Center for Responsive Politics. And many have quit, the report suggests, because of Obama's strict anti-lobbying rules and bans on lobbyists working for his administration. Or, the report also cites, many of his lobbyists may be quitting so they can later get a job in the Obama admin. Tricky snakes. Most morbid ever. Day of the Dead in Brazil certainly lived up to his name when Ademir Jorge Goncalves walked into his own funeral. That's right, shocking his family and friends. They had ID'd him as the dead man in a car crash, but Goncalves was really drunk at a bar when a teen was actually killed in the car accident. In my 10 years in business, I have never witnessed a scene like this, said the funeral home manager. Also, America's fascination with death and morbidity cannot be outdone, as a new tourist attraction in Cleveland, Ohio, has been drawing hundreds of onlookers from afar. The House of Horrors is really the home of Anthony Sowell, suspected of being a serial killer, with 11 bodies already dug up from his backyard. Examples of bad parenting abound, with one man bringing his 2 young children, justifying his own sick curiosity by saying, "We wanted our children to understand what has occurred, to understand how people go missing." Please, bring that backhoe over to this guy's backyard next. Surely there's a clown costume somewhere. John Wayne Gacy. Overachiever. Fort Hood. What can't we know? When the news broke last Thursday that a U.S. soldier opened fire at Fort Hood, the cutting and pasting began. 1 minute into the story, NBC News reported identifying the gunman as Major Malik Nadal Hasan, who was 39 or 40, who killed at least 11 people and wounding 31 others. They added that the gunman was shot to death and 2 others were in custody. Okay? This story has really changed. How doesn't our Pentagon, at Fort Hood, at the readiness station, not know someone's age? What followed was a 5-hour lockdown of the largest military base in the world with even cell phone calls blocked. So, who is Hasan? The media scrambled for information. An Army major, psychiatrist born in Virginia, who immigrated from parents who immigrated from Palestine and still very much alive. Later it was confirmed that Hasan is Muslim and incorrectly that he was being ready for deployment to Iraq, actually Afghanistan. Fox News soon filled the vacuum by interviewing a former colleague of Hasan, who called him, quote, troubled and disgruntled, end quote. Then his cousin, who called Hasan, quote, a good American, end quote. 13 dead and 29 wounded, the final tally, with Hasan reportedly using 2 pistols. Questions if he was able to reload, or deaths and casualties from friendly fire have gone unanswered by the Pentagon. So what does this add up to? Ugly politics for one, as the right-wing WorldNet Daily falsely stated that Hasan had, quote, advised Obama. Have you no shame? Then party flip-flopper Joe Lieberman, Democrat, Republican, Independent from Connecticut, immediately demanded a Senate investigation into the shooting, asking CIA Director Leon Panetta and National Intelligence Chief Dennis Blair to preserve all documents and intelligence files that relate to Hasan. Good luck with that. Is this our Warren Commission? When will a Jack Ruby emerge? Will the Pentagon ever let us know all that happened last Thursday? More so, do we as Americans have a right to fully know what goes on Army bases on domestic soil? Surely there is going to be a military trial. Don't believe half of what you read, none of what you hear. That's the news, folks. We'll see you next week. Button up. Button down the hatches, whatever that means, some sailor term.